Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're looking at this Promix Pro electric shaker bottle. So this isn't a blender, it's specifically designed for mixing protein shakes, which I drink a lot of. I normally use my Vitamix, which is a large, big beast, powerful blender. But unfortunately, the bottle on this is actually cracked, so the bottom is leaking. So I need to fix it, and I thought in the meantime, these cost about 80 quid to replace, to get a new container, and I didn't want to spend that much money. So I looked into this, and this had a load of reviews. I think it's got like 12,000 reviews or something crazy. And I got this off Amazon, so I'll leave a link below so you can see the description. But it basically says that it's a ergonomic design, it's rechargeable, ultra performance seal, BPA free, 600ml capacity or 20 ounces. It's got X-blade technology for superior mixing and powerful detachable motor. It's got a little rechargeable cable in it as well, so you can plug it in and recharge it. So it's portable, you can take it to work, you can take it to your office or whatever you might want to do. And that's what it's got on the back of the box. So yeah, it looks nice and neat. It looks like it's easy to clean as well. You can literally stick some liquid washer detergent inside it, put it on, switch it on, and it will clean it out. So it's nice and easy to use, which is what I'm after really, because I tend to drink about 2 shakes a day. I have one in the morning and I have one at night, and so this will hopefully do the job. So let's have a look inside the box. Okay, so I'm just taking this out of the box, and inside we have got the actual device itself, which it's got some weight to it actually. It feels fairly weighty, which I always like. I like stuff that's got a bit of a solid feel to it. Do not get wet. Please remove motor before washing. Okay, so this motor detaches, which comes off the bottom, and that's the kind of blades in the middle, or the bits that do all the mixing. It's got a tiny little cup as well that you can use, and the charger cable is all inside. So we'll have a look at that in a second. And then what we've got in here is some instructions. So what we got, some sort of YouTube channel. I'm not really bothered about that. Warranty card, and then European Product Design Award. Okay, cool. So there we go. Okay, for that as well. That's a different mixer. I don't know what that is anyway. And then this is the actual way it works out. So you've got the little cup in the side, got the lid, and you've got the motor and the cable. So pretty straightforward. Fill the Promix liquid, ideal fill 250 ml, 400 ml. Push button to activate vortex. Add powder into spinning vortex. Mix for 5 to 15 seconds. Deactivate vortex, attach lid and enjoy. So cleaning, charging. So it's a charging type C, approximately 150 minutes. Okay. And that's it. So that's what it looks like. That's how we use it, and it's got a 1-year warranty, 100% leak proof guarantee, which is great because I'm constantly leaking stuff all over the place. Yeah. All right, so let's have a peek at this inside. So that's it's quite a stiff lid. Oh yeah, that's definitely got a very, very tight seal on it, which is good. So nothing's going to leak out of that. And can I do this with one hand? Let's have a look. Maybe not. Give me a sec. So let's have a look. I'm just going to unscrew that. And then we've got this bit at the top. That comes out. And there is the cable. And this is the smaller little cup, which is interesting. Don't know what you'd put in that really. Oh, that's to carry your powder in, I think. Yes, that's what you carry your protein powder in. So then you can quickly add it to the cup, which is a great idea actually. So that is that. And then this bit unscrews as well. Oh, I just switched it on by pressing that button there. So this is the motorized unit, which comes off. And that's the actual cup itself. So what I suggest to do, I'm going to actually make a protein shake now. Let's see how good this thing really is. By the way, that's what it looks like when you put the charging cable in and it's charging up. It kind of lights up. But you can use it while it's charging, which is great, which is what I'm going to do. So, cool. Just to also add that the lid on this thing is super, super strong. Once you've plugged it in, it is not going to leak. So if you're ever worried about this moving around in your bag, if you put it in a gym bag, it simply will not leak. The seal on this is excellent. It's very, very good, and it's very, very, you can't even open it with one hand. You have to use both hands to pull it out. It's like a plug almost. So that is very, very good in terms of not leaking and not dripping in your bag when you've got a protein powder. And any of you will know that you use protein powders, if you forget to drink them, you do not want any of that stuff pouring out inside your bag or your car. It is rotten. It's the most awful smell in the world. So having a good seal is a really, really good thing. All right, so what I've done in here, I've added some water. It's still on charge because I've only just got this, so I figured I'd give it a fair chance and have it on charge. And I've added some protein powder, I've added some moringa powder as well, and some baobab powder. Now, the reason why I've added those as well, other than the fact that I normally use them, is that they're nice and lumpy. So it's got some quite hard, lumpy bits in there. So we'll see if this is going to do the job. Now, this stuff does get quite lumpy and this is a fairly old bag, which is why that's the case, but it's absolutely fine. I just want to see if this will do the job. So let's switch it on and see if it gets through these bits. Pressing the button. I don't think it's got enough charging, so I'm going to have to charge this up and get back to you as soon as it's done. Right, I am back. Now, unfortunately, I had to cut that video because the one that I had didn't work. It wouldn't spin at all. And I sent it back and I actually got this one. So for full disclosure, I've actually been using this for a couple of days, but I still wanted to show you what happens when you switch it on once you've got some protein powder in there. So this one, again, when I first got it out of the box, it wasn't working very well. I fully charged it up and it took a few attempts for the motor to properly kick in and for the little thing it's inside here that spins around to actually start spinning. Now let me just show you what happens when we turn this on. So you can see I've got some protein powder in there. I've actually filled this up halfway and the volume's gone up because of the weight of the protein powder. I'm just going to switch this on so you can see exactly what happens. All right, so what you can see there, it created this vortex. It has actually spun it really well and it's made this protein powder mixed and it'll be good to drink, not a problem at all. However, for me personally, I'm actually gonna send this back. This for me is a bit of a problem because one of the problems I've got with this is, first of all, you can't use hot drinks, which is fine if you're just using this for protein drinks. But what it also means as well, in my protein drinks, I like to add other powders. And what I found with this, especially when you use a thicker protein, like casein, for example. So my nighttime protein, I like to use casein. And I've got a good one actually. I'll do a review on that and talk about it in a bit more detail. But with that protein powder, with it being thicker, this does struggle to mix it. And what happens is, I don't like using loads of water at night because I don't want to be peeing at night. So I don't put too much water in my last protein drink of the day. But this thing struggles to stir that up. It starts initially stirring it and then it struggles. It's like the motor can't quite get through it. So that is one issue. The other issue is that this can't handle hot drinks. It does say on the side, do not use with hot liquid. And one of the reasons I bought this, because it's a BPA free container, I actually wanted to make my coffee in there. So I do a specific type of coffee that I like to do in the morning. And this can't do that because you can't put hot beverages in it. So that's also a problem. And also for the price point, because this is almost coming up to that the £40 mark, it is a lot of money for what it is. I mean, I think it's a lot of money. It is expensive. And I think for the same price or a little bit more, you can get something that is a blender, which you could add more to your protein powder than just protein powder. Now this is perfect if you just want to mix this up at work and you just use protein powder, but sometimes I like to put nuts in my protein, I like to add other powders, and this thing simply isn't powerful enough to stir those things up. So for me personally, it isn't a good purchase, and I'm going to be looking for something a bit more powerful with a blender capability in it, so I can actually blend things in it as well. And the stirring little plastic thing that's inside inside here that stirs it. It's fine for protein powder, which is what this is designed for. So I'm not complaining about the fact that this is designed for protein powder, but for my personal use, I think for the price point, I could get something a little bit better, a little bit more powerful that's going to meet my needs. So I think it's worth checking out if you're just into pure plain protein powders and nothing very thick. But I certainly wouldn't get it if you have to mix other things in your protein powder. And I'm also not super convinced that this unit lasts very long on a charge. So I've actually charged it up a few times and I've started to notice the power decreases very, very quickly, even just after a few uses. Now that could be this device again, I've got no idea, but the last one I said was broken, I had to send it back, it wasn't working at all. So I hope you've found this useful. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments area below. If you found this useful, please give it a thumbs up and I shall catch you on the next review.